Alright, so we got some edamame beans, or as Bluey calls it, edamame beans. Edamame. You get to choose one small plate. You get to choose 2 large plates. And then you get to choose one dessert if you do the prefix dining package, which is what we did. So I'm gonna do the shrimp firecracker spring roll, the poke bowl, and the spicy crispy tuna roll, and then the assorted mochi ice cream. And I think I'm gonna do the green tea, strawberry, and mango.
That she had to take.
Got the spring roll.
Thank you.
Sauce. Madeline got the
They're dumplings.
dumplings. They look
I
delicious.
think they're cooked.
Bon appetit. That is good. Got a little bit of cream cheese in there. Good.
That's the chicken teriyaki bowl, and what'd you get?
Spider roll. It's
Spider roll. And then this is the udon with beef. The poke bowl.
Jamie's Italian. I guess to the Windjammer. It's nice and empty. That's usually open for breakfast. That's about it. Not dinner either. Got beverage station. Deli. Fresh from the garden. Some fruits. Favorites. More beverage. Welcome to Ensenada, Mexico. You got the Princess ship right there. You can see the city, the Mexico City, all the mountains and hills. It's pretty. And here we go. La choriza. And we're still walking. We bought a Mexican Coke. It was $18. Kidding. It's 18 pesos. So it was about 88 cents. We're gonna try and find some vanilla. But the everything here is so colorful. Ensenada, all lit up. Looks good. You can see how far it goes back.
Hi everyone. So obviously we're back home. It's actually
A month later.
yeah.
But don't mind us. Don't mind us. We got Christmas decorations up and enjoying a busy time of the year for both of us. The cruise was really fun. Looking back at the cruise, I think we had a good time. Uh, Being our second cruise, we saw a lot of differences between our first cruise and this one.
Different class ships.
Mm-hmm.
So this ship was a lot smaller. But I don't necessarily feel like that was a bad thing.
No,
there was still plenty to do.
And I have heard people say, each ship has its own uniqueness about it or favorite thing that they love about it. And that's true. Like there's a couple things on this ship that I really liked compared to the other ship. Some of the lounges were really cool.
So first off though, I just want to recap. We didn't talk anything about Ensenada. And we actually didn't even film a ton there. We weren't off very long, got off, walked through. They have a whole bunch of different vendors like in the port area, and then we wandered out of the port and found a 7-Eleven.
Because my goal was to get a Mexican Coke while I was there, just because I've had Mexican Coke here, but I just wanted one just while we were in Mexico.
And I think it ended up only being like 80 cents or something. Like it was
88 cents
cheap.
And what was funny about it, the bottle was like thinner plastic. It was kind of interesting.
Oh yeah. And then we walked through like some of their main streets right there, with some more vendors, a lot of people selling homemade stuff and everything. We got some vanilla, and then like looked through some of the shops. They had some very pretty dresses and like some beaded like birds and stuff that you can hang on things. So I enjoyed seeing some of the vendors. I'm not sure that if we ever went back there that I would get off the ship again. Just because for us, like we weren't interested in doing like the old town tours or any of the tours.
Well, I think on our next cruise, I think we'll try and do more excursions. Just to get that side of a feel of wherever we go.
Yeah.
I mean, the first couple of times being on a cruise and porting in different places we've never been, it's kind of like I just want to see what it looks like and what it's about.
Yeah.
But after doing it now a couple times, yeah, there's a couple times I'm like, I kind of wish we would have been able to do an excursion, because I think then we would have gone.
I kind of wish that on Catalina that we would have done a golf cart, because we could have seen more of the island, I think, if we would have rented a golf cart and like drove to the other side of the island, or like up to the top, because you can go up to the top and like see everything. But we got back on the ship pretty early, and then just kind of hung out for our last night there. And
I thought it was nice. I thought the dinners were good. I still felt like it was an updated ship. I didn't feel like there was a whole lot of like outdated stuff. I really do like the track being down, like on the 6th floor or 4th floor, versus at the very top deck. And I like wines. Because I don't want to run where there's people like walking or laying and bathing and
sunbathing and stuff, because it's on the pool deck. Like it's one deck above where the pools are.
Yeah,
so it's just busy and clustered up there. So I do agree with that. I liked where it was on Utopia.
Yeah.
Better.
But I thought the little putt-putt area was like perfect. It was in the back of the ship, plenty of space and room. There's a lot of seats. I didn't feel like the ship was as busy as Utopia, even though it was smaller. Utopia was busy, but it was also a month in.
Yeah.
So.
I don't know. Yeah, I guess.
And then, just my preference, and I think yours too, the Port Canaveral is better than Port of LA, in just my opinion.
It just runs a lot smoother. Like it was a smoother process getting on and off of the ship. So I will say, like, make sure you have figured out how you're getting home from the ship or wherever you're going from there, the airport, whatever. We just were expecting like Port Canaveral, like there were so many options as soon as you got off the ship. that you could just literally walk into a line and they would shuttle you. Like you pay right there and they shuttle you.
Exactly.
It wasn't like that here. You had to like pre-schedule the shuttle, and then we didn't because we thought we had something else figured out, which fell through. And then when we looked into the shuttle, it was a 2-hour wait. Well, we have a 2-year-old, so we were like, it was very cold that day when we got off, very windy. So we were just trying to figure out what was going to be the quickest solution. So make sure you do your research on that, because it was not as smooth of an experience as I felt like it was at Port Canaveral.
Note to self, note to maybe any viewers. If you're trying to get an Uber and you need a car seat, it requires a 2-hour heads up to book an Uber. We didn't know.
That's the first time we've ever had to book an Uber with our son.
We don't Uber a whole lot anyways, or Lyft, or like we've done both. It's fine, but we just don't do it. Like if we don't ever
have a need to really.
Generally, we're renting a car or we take a bus and we get to where we're going, and that's that. But yeah, interesting. Didn't think that was gonna be an issue because we were finally like, it's fine, whatever. Let's just get an Uber with car seat, try and book it, and it's like you need a 2-hour.
I mean, I kind of get like not everyone's gonna have a car seat, so I get that part, but we just weren't expecting that, I guess, and that was on us, just not looking into that. Yeah,
just not knowing.
Otherwise, my other like thing that I feel like was overall, I felt like the food was not outstanding on this ship for me personally. My only meal that I was like, that was very good was Izumi, and that was an upscale, like upgraded
charge. Yeah.
Experience.
Izumi was fantastic. It was good.
Otherwise, like everything was just okay. I mean, it wasn't bad. It wasn't great. I will say, part of the reason it's been so long for us filming and like catching everyone up is, he came home with food poisoning. So not really 100% sure where it came from or what it was specific that got him
sick. If you watched the first video, I said the chicken nuggets are amazing. I have a suspicion it was those on our last night, but I don't know. I can't say.
We don't know for sure, but that is the suspicion, just because he was the only one of us that got sick, and no one else had the nuggets besides our son had a couple bites, and he had been sick that night, but not near the scale as what he was. So
could have been the 5 pieces of pizza I ate that night too.
My own doing. Anyways, we all enjoyed ourselves, and it was fun to get to take him for his first cruise, and so I would recommend going on it and trying it out.
If you live in LA, do it, especially like a 3-day cruise, just a weekend. Just go have some fun, enjoy Catalina, enjoy Ensenada. I know a couple people we were going with, he was able to pick up some really good Mexican I think tequila, yeah, and it was cheap, like really cheap, and so like he was able to take that back, and he lives in LA, so and for him it's super easy to kind of carry that and do something like that. And even
he's not traveling to the airport or anything like that.
Even he was like, hey, this is like perfect, I'll just maybe hop on one of these every once in a while. Yeah, but definitely look into it. They got other locations too out of LA that you can go to. It's not just Ensenada and Catalina.
For the price, it was a great experience. I still think I preferred our first cruise, but I don't know if part of that is me just being biased because that was our first ship that we were ever on.
Yeah.
But this was also like, we live in Colorado, so flights were shorter and cheaper to go to LA for this cruise than it is to go to Florida and everything. So, but definitely check it out. And check our other videos to see some of the ship tours and Catalina Island and all that kind of stuff. So.
And there's much more to come. So stay tuned. We got other stuff that we have planned during this winter. And we'll get out as much content out as we can.
Yep.
Bye, YouTube.